On this morning's Morning Minutes, you've got myself, Michael Bergio, Billy, Anthony and Tony from GJ Gardner, Northern Beaches, to talk about should you knock down, rebuild, and the process involved. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Minutes. Myself, Michael Bergio, Billy Drury, Anthony and Tony from GJ Gardner's Northern Beaches, episode 1618. Should I knock down and rebuild? And if I rebuild, what is the process? Good morning, gents.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. We brought you actually on site live this morning from Brookvale HQ, the GJ Gardner showroom, which is a really beautiful space. We've got a father and son duo. Over like 20 years in the building game.
20 years, Anthony's been in building.
Yeah, wow. And this is like a topic where it's so hard to get access to this information. If you go on Google, try putting in, should I do a knockdown rebuild? You're going to get a lineup of links which are not relevant to the Northern Beaches, not relevant to a mum and dad really considering their options. So we've come on site this morning to ask the lads, what the process is. And hopefully the takeaway from here is, it gives you a bit of an insight as to what your next steps look like.
I suppose a good starting point would be, in your experience, what should a homeowner consider about their property if it is good to rebuild, or should they just sell and move on to something else? Are there some key things about block size, slope, anything that's a really quick determiner that determines what process they should go down from your experience?
Yeah, I guess what are your variables?
So basically you want, we sort of work on any block on the beaches. It's not really a specific block we work on. Sloping is not a problem. Flat is obviously a lot easier. Access obviously plays a part. Normally, the average block would be 550 on the beaches. We'd have like a castaway 335, it would fit really easily. That's 5 bedroom, 3.5 bathroom, 2 car. Get a selection of facades. That'll cost you just over about $1 million mark. That's with our standard inclusions, which is pretty mid-range at the start. And then all our finishes is custom-made finishes, having that 22 years experience in the custom home already.
And the process to get the home started, to start building, councils, DAs, CDC, do you guys handle all of that? Is that quite demanding? How is the Northern Beaches compared to other areas for someone to get started?
It's pretty similar to most areas. We provide a seamless process from the start to the finish. So we'll engage the client, get them in for a discovery. If we need a site assessment from a town planner, we've got an in-house draftsman and town planner. They can assess that for the client. And then once we get to the process of concept plans and signed off, we do the whole process for them from start to finish.
And that process from the initial phone call to start building, is that a 6-month, assuming everything goes right, of course, and the owners know what they want? Is that like a 1-month process, a 6-month process?
Yeah, discovery period is most probably about a month. And then once we put it into DA, or CDC is obviously most probably only a 2-month process. A DA can be up to 6 months.
Yeah. So that's fairly quick. Like if you're looking at let's say someone's sitting at home going, we want a new home. We either sell this and we go to and buy it, or we can start the process ourselves. Effectively, in the same process of selling their home, which would be, say, 4 weeks on the market, 6 weeks settlement, so 3 months, they could have already started their new home and been well on that way.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah, they would be. It's just having that site assessment at the start really push them forward the right direction. And if we can push for a CDC, obviously that's a quicker process.
And to explain a CDC compared to a DA, just for the view out there?
So a CDC basically doesn't need to go through council at all. It just goes through a certifier, which makes it only a lot quicker. But there are controls that need to be met. But normally if we find the block and have the town planner involved, we get across the line pretty quickly.
Amazing. And what type of trends are you seeing within fixtures and fittings at the moment? I believe you've got a display there. You can sort of reference what's quite popular at the moment. Is that what you would like to show us next?
Yeah.
Might be nice to have a bit of a walk around. And then you got
Yeah.
some of the
Yeah.
insights.
So maybe walk
I mean,
us through, if Billy, maybe you can narrate, talk through what if a person's left their house for the first time, coming to the showroom, thinking about going through this process. What would sort of the interactions be? Who do they meet on site? What questions? What information will they leave with? What can they see?
Yeah.
Maybe talk us through that journey, and I'll just sit back and watch.
Well, I'll come in as the customer because I've just walked in 10 minutes ago and gone, oh, this is a nice showroom. You could almost live here. I guess this is the fun part, right? This is where your clients kind of get excited by the idea of looking at the finishings and fixtures they can expect.
So this is thanks for coming in, Billy.
Yeah.
This is our experience centre, as we call it. And it's a showroom that displays the standard inclusions that come with the bill. And there are also upgrades from the standard inclusions. And you can see visually, touch and feel all these products as the customer walks around. Usually that's prefaced at the beginning because the customer enters the front door and it's in front of them. And as we move into the conference room for discussion, they get a bit of a visual on the way in, which can be quite impressive to the customer. And then we have a discovery meeting about their block. We have software, proprietary software, which can migrate the design that they're interested in onto their lot. And they can visually see that on the big screen, which is very intuitive, gives compliances around the design, and gives the customer some real answers and some transparency in the process.
Yeah, that's cool. But I guess like the
And you
type of
can't-
things we can see here in the showroom,
And
you
you
know, you've
can't-
got like, go on, Budge.
I was just saying, you can't underestimate that transparency and visualization. I remember when I was selling a land subdivision in Warriewood, when we were marketing only just the land, the chances of selling the block was so small. Like, no one bought it until you could really visualize what type of house could be on there and the process involved. No one would commit. So I suppose it's quite rare for a builder to have the facility you guys do on site where someone can walk in there and really touch and feel what they can have, but also the digital aspect on how it would look on their block as well. I know that's vital. Like we've sold a lot of off the plan houses and land, and just taking away a bit of that guesswork so someone can visualize it. It's imperative. I'm sure you guys notice a difference in the customer experience before having this and then having what you do on site.
Correct. Yep.
And another thing, just having a builder, it's themselves with 20 years experience, I can see the value out there with getting away from just it's more of a custom home rather than just a project home. Because I think from a resale and protecting your price point of view, you want to have customized, features within the house. Some people have preference on certain, rooms being bigger than others, squeezing double garages and compromising a little bit on other spaces downstairs. So having that insight from the builder.
Yeah, we're not promoting ourselves as a project home. It's a concept plan with a custom finish. So that's where the experience comes in, yeah.
And that's unique to this market because Anthony has been a custom builder for 20 years. He brings that expertise, making us unique to the market, so he can provide insight and recommendations to the standard design that GJ Gardner have.
Yeah. I guess the type of things you can sort of come in and have a look through: kitchen, bathrooms, tapware, carpet, flooring, lighting. There's a lot of detail in here. There's a lot of quite exciting pieces of information to look at. Yeah, I mean, maybe let's spend a couple of minutes on what does standard inclusions look like for a knockdown rebuild. That's a really nice place to spend a couple of minutes.
Maybe you want to point them out, Anthony.
Yeah, so basically, the whole bathroom here is basically standard inclusion.
Just hold your mic up, Ant.
Sorry.
Then we'll hear you.
Bath, vanities all standard inclusion, fixing and fittings all standard inclusions. This frame the shower screen is standard inclusion. The combo is standard inclusion. These tiles on the floor and wall is standard inclusion. Also the toilet.
Yep.
If you walk through here, 20 mil stone is all standard inclusion.
Yep.
These are all options. Slightly upgrades here as well.
Yep. like coming out of, I guess if you're in a 3-bedroom apartment, you built some good equity in over the last 10 years, and now you're thinking of making that jump, you can get the loan, or you're downsizing out of a big home and you just wanted to, consolidate into 2 neat and tidy levels. These are the things you're going to look for, and you're often hard pressed to find in existing dwellings. So to buy brand new and build could be an option.
Billy, maybe ask them on the financing side of things as well. I imagine a lot of homeowners, they may have a lot of equity in their property. Is that very similar? Yeah, maybe just touch on that.
What do your clients look like normally with a progression into the build?
Some of our clients already got their own, sort of finances. Some are pre-approved. We do have some avenues to help them find some finance if needed.
Yep.
There's a fellow just up the road here we use, another one just over across the road.
Yep.
But as we've been at the moment, they've been pretty on top of it before they got here. So
Okay.
They're usually cashed up or coming out of an existing into a proposed environment. So we don't find a great disparity there, do we?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's been such great capital growth on the beaches in 30 years. So anyone who's owned their home for 20 years, there's a good 1 or 2 million in there to finance it, even if they've sold and doing it on a smaller block. Very fortunate.
Absolutely. And this is the missing price point, I feel. I'm talking to people all the time that just need a little bit more space, or when they're moving to a downsized move, they don't want to go into an apartment necessarily just yet. So this is I think, some of the renders you're sort of looking at on the back here, they're all beautiful homes, and obviously this is what people want in their next move. What else have we got at the back here?
yeah, so down here we've got some more standard included, which is basically all our lights switches here.
Yeah.
Colourblind colours there. We've got standard inclusion bricks there. And we've got some standard inclusion joinery and also some upgrades all the way through there as well.
So still building in brick?
Well, some people are. They got sort of that combo, it's half brick down the bottom and then cladding on top.
Yeah.
Depends on the demographic, I guess. And they've got tile down there as well.
Loads of floor coverings.
And we've got all our handles here as well.
Yeah, there's so much detail. Like, I think what I like to say to clients is if you can get into a display suite or a showroom, what you're going to spend in 15, 20 minutes reading an email about some of these things and reviewing photos, to come and look and touch and feel, it's a nice experience. Burge, any closing comments there?
No, it's just so impressive just to see what's at the fingertips. And your address of the showroom there?
Shop 1517 Pittwater Road, Brookvale.
Yeah, amazing.
Right
So central to
Brookvale.
everything.
Yeah.
I think
And I think
anyone who has has land they're looking to sell, they should definitely look at this option as well, because you're looking at stamp duty costs going up, capital gains costs when you're selling. It's not a cheap process. Agent fees are just massive, marketing. So the option's just to stay on your existing block, the existing address you may have had for 30 years, but customize the home. Just quickly, I think, Anthony, you said duplexes. So someone who may be looking to downsize doesn't need the 5-bedroom, but they can create a bit of a second income, especially with the new LMR policies coming through from state government, allowing that. Are you guys doing much of that?
Yeah, definitely. We're looking at a few in DY, especially at LMR, where you've got that 450 square meterage, and you can chuck a duplex on there. Also, there's quite a few within that 800 meters as well. But definitely people are coming in inquiring a lot about the duplexes.
Yeah, I think that's a great option. But yeah, I think that's it for me. Any closing comments from you, gents?
Just wanted to preface about GJ Gardner. They've been around since 1980. They're a global company in America, New Zealand, Australia. So they have a proven process, which, is very, very clear and transparent to the customer.
Amazing.
Yeah, and local.
Highly recommended. I've seen for years. As long as I've been doing real estate, there's been the GJ Gardner signs around the northern beaches and many other places.
Yeah, and local. So thanks for having us, guys.
Thanks very much.
Sure.
Guys, if you're looking and just need a next step, I think jump online, come in and see Tony, Anthony, and father-son duo. Nice to plug a good local business.
Yeah.
Where it's hard to access this information online.
And GJ Gardner is back.
Is back in
He's
business.
back and better than ever. Thank you.
In Brookie.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Mike.
Right.